Hello, here we go. It's the Copite Podcast.
What's happening, Reds? Welcome back to the Copite Podcast. I'm Mick, and I'm joined by Kristian, or Chris.
Kristian, whatever you like. Yeah, good. Just had my pint and my pizza, and now I'm on the whiskey, so I'm all good. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Moretti at the ready. Yeah, Klopp's just chatting now about the team news, which obviously we'll go through now. He said Keita's not fit for the bench, which is not ideal.
Not a surprise.
It's not a surprise. Not ideal, but it's not a surprise. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but it is Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, midfield three of Elliott, Henderson and Milner, and then a front three of Salah, Firmino and Diaz. What are your instant thoughts on that, Kristian? I think we had a little chat on WhatsApp before about being surprised with the midfield. It's hard to predict though, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously I was sure that Fabinho was going to play, but we talked obviously about Keita, Henderson or Elliott, them three. But I thought that Fabinho was going to play as a defensive midfielder, and then if Keita was fit, maybe Keita and Elliott. Or we talked about Henderson playing on the left-hand side of the central midfield, which we were not maybe happy with, because of his problems in that position on that side. But I wasn't expecting Henderson, Milner and Elliott. But if Henderson plays as a defensive midfielder, I guess he can do that because he's done it before. And I'm thinking maybe if Milner obviously we got so many injuries, but he's 36, but he can run and run. You put the pressure on, and Elliott will obviously be the playmaker, I guess. So can't say much more about it because we got the injuries, but I wasn't expecting Fabinho to be on the bench.
Yeah, I think we mentioned in the preview about Elliott deserving to stay in the team. I just thought Klopp wouldn't risk it in a game of this magnitude, obviously not being in great form. I thought he might just go tried and tested. But then maybe the Keita injuries forced his hand. I think if Keita's fit, I think he goes Keita, Fab, Hendo. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I think the Keita thing, because obviously then Milner has come in, which is fair enough, to be fair, because he's played really well. But I think that was the only contentious area, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, and Keita had a really good game against Man United away last time, and he's a driving force with the ball for us as well from midfield. We've seen it before when he's fit, but obviously he's not available that much, so it's a concern. And that's obviously where Elliott will have the moment to shine, if you like, because he can transport the ball. He's been very good. We talked about this before. A young player who's very hungry to show that he will be in this team constantly. But with Henderson playing defensive role, I don't mind it because I've seen him obviously he's done it before and he has done it all right. It's not Fabinho in terms of being a wall in front of the back four, but he can still control a game from that position with his passes and his view over the pitch. So I think it's not the big problem in that way. I think it's okay if we're thinking of the players we actually have available at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And we've just go through a couple of the chats we've got so far. We've got Paul in, evening all. Nice one, Paul. Yuki's in. Hi all. Nice one, Yuki. And then we've got another comment from Paul. Exciting for Elliott playing. He had two good games so far, definitely.
Yeah.
And Yuki's definitely thought Fabinho will start. Keita is such a mystery. Yeah. That's one word for it, Yuki. That's one of several.
We just talked about it just before we started, that there's like two options now. Obviously, Klopp saying that he's not available or whatever, but it's either he's actually injured or he's not available because of still illness or whatever, or he's actually going. But it's a mystery, so you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it really is. And Doug's in. Nice one, Doug. He's evening, guys. Nice one. And then John's just popped in as well. Big up, guys. Hope you both well. Nice one, John, for popping on. And obviously, you can see the start 11 at the bottom. Just let me know in the comments, everyone, what you're thinking in terms of that. But I just thought, obviously, Gomez is starting alongside Van Dijk. I think the first time since the Villa game when we got beat 7-2, which isn't good omens, but it's nice to see him. It's nice to see him back starting, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like ages ago as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we thought that he was going to start anyway, obviously with being fit and with the others out. Van Dijk Gomez is a really good central defender pair, so no problems there. And Robo Trent, they're not going to be moved. And front three is the same as we thought. Firmino's fit, so he's playing, and hopefully like a false nine, and we'll bridge together with midfield and the other two, which is good. But obviously the midfield is what is most like a surprise in this situation. But like Klopp has said, we got the injuries. We have some players available. We have to use them in some way, and I trust him to actually, do the right thing with the team to make them play the way we want at Trafford, because Fabinho hasn't had good games. Maybe it is the right decision to actually make him start on the bench and use the captain as a force and driving energy, if you like.
Yeah, and I agree. Paul's just put Fabinho will get a yellow card so quick if he started.
Yeah, it's good.
Gomez played well in the last pre-season game, definitely. And John's put interesting midfield, but we move long as we get the 3 points. Yeah, I think that's all that matters. I think we mentioned for the Palace game that we wanted a performance and the 3 points. We didn't get the 3 points. We didn't get the performance, albeit it was better than the Fulham game. But today, obviously, let's just talk about their starting 11, because they've got it on Sky now. They've got De Gea in goal. They've got Dalot and Martinez and Varane centre back, so Maguire's been dropped. And they've got Malacia on the left, so Luke Shaw's been dropped. And then they've got Eriksen and McTominay. And they've got Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Sancho, Alanga. I think that might be it. But
Swedish lad playing up front. Is he up front in that system they're playing? I haven't seen it, so is he up front or is it on a wing? Or?
Yeah, I think he might be on the wing, to be honest, but just from like the Brentford game, so that's Maguire dropped, Shaw dropped, and Ronaldo dropped, isn't it? So that's like three that you would say any other year they're starters for Man United, but he's obviously, after the absolute shite of the Brentford game, or the greatness of the Brentford game for us, that he's had to switch it up. But I still think like that is just not. I mean, on paper, I think they've got a lot of quality players, and I think this is the thing. Man United have got quality players in there. It's just whether they can hold up to the standard that they want. And I just hope it's all about the fast start again that we've spoke about, isn't it?
Yeah, I think key is to put pressure straight away and don't give them the chance to stop playing their game. I think that we should do what we did last time and actually just put pressure on them. We saw Brentford did that, and they fucked up straight away, Man United. So if we put pressure on them and don't let them play their game and don't let them turn around and be able to play on the good players like Fernandes or Eriksen, who can put balls up front and through our midfield and defensive line, that should be a great start for us to do that, just to put them out of it straight away and don't make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's key, isn't it? Because just looking at live score now, so just to see how they've set it up, they've got Alanga on the right, Sancho on the left, Fernandes as a 10, and then Rashford as a striker. But I suppose they're interchangeable, aren't they? Like Sancho could go as a false 9 and Rashford could go left. So it's one of them, like they've got a few moving parts, but it's just a lot of those moving parts aren't in great form at the moment, which is good for us, I suppose. But John just still believe we will win this one 3-0. Dave's in. Nice one, Dave. All right, boys, not much on the bench tonight. Got to do it with the start 11. We might as well talk about the bench then. Dave's brought it up. So obviously, Klopp mentioned, like we said at the start of the show, like Keita's not fit. We don't know. I don't think he said anything else because I had to mute it because we obviously started this, so I couldn't listen anymore. So no Keita. So the bench is Fabinho, Adrian, Tsimikas, Carvalho, Bobby Clark, Bajcetic, Phillips, Vandenberg, and Harvey Davis, which is two, like you said before we started, 2 goalies and a couple of 17-year-olds, backup, fourth, fifth choice centre backs, 5th and 6th choice centre backs. And I think that's just kind of where we're at the moment, isn't it, unfortunately?
Yeah, if we take away the form, the only actually quality players we have on the bench is Fabinho and Tsimikas, to be honest. No disrespect to Cavalli, he's a young kid who will probably, hopefully, become really good for us, and he showed that he has a great talent when he come on. But if you look at the others, they are talented players. But if we just look at what can actually change, what player can change a game, or actually come in and do a proper job without any disrespect to the others, it's Fabinho and Tsimikas, so we can actually bring on to think that we can actually change a game plan or change tactics or whatever. But Phillips and Van den Berg, it's only defensive. Van den Berg, he was good in the championship, and obviously it's good that he's staying, and Klopp want to see more of him. But it's not someone who will bring on against Man United at Old Trafford. And it wouldn't be fair to bring on by Setic, to play in a defensive role, 70 years old. So we only have like two that can actually, go in and do a difference. Dan Cavalli, obviously, a bit of a joker, if you like. He can come in and do a job, but that's it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's Fabinho, Tsimikas, Carvalho, isn't it? Really, the three that.
Yeah.
If you want to change it, maybe if we're ideally when we're a couple of goals up and we want to give Robbo a bit of a break, we
Exactly.
do that. So
yeah.
Paul's poor. Yeah, 3-0, and we need to keep a clean sheet. Yeah, definitely. Moving units in, nice one. Hi lads, gutted Maguire's not starting.
Exactly.
I think we all are, lad. I think we all are. But I think there was rumblings of this in the press, wasn't he? Like last week, saying they're not going to risk Maguire because obviously the mobility of our front three is just going to absolutely smash them to pieces. And obviously Firmino did it as well last year against Maguire, just absolutely slaughtered them. And then Yuki's in, agreeing with Paul. Dave Nabby heard himself playing Monopoly last night. Yeah, that's something that just wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, it's like we said, game plan. But then like that midfield's just like thrown me off a little bit because I think as a collective we were kind of thinking. I was thinking Keita, Fabinho, Hendo. And I think Dave actually said Hendo on the left, Fabinho and Elliot. So there was, no one's called that midfield, have they? Not one of us called that.
No, I don't think so, no. But it is what it is with the injuries and without, players without form and stuff. Like, we said Fabinho might be a good player to play in this kind of game to actually hit this form because it's a big game that, you need to step up in. Some players might need that environment to actually, start as easy if you like, because he's been a little bit slow. He hasn't been as good as we used to see him. And that can happen, obviously. Form comes and goes. Hopefully, they can keep form for a longer time or period, but it's just what it is. And I don't know if we're going to play like with, Hendo's being 6 and Elliot and Milner in front. Are we actually going to have like Milner and Hendo actually sitting back a little bit and then Elliot being like an offensive on his own, if you like, you know what I mean? Like you're playing in a bit of a hole just in front of them and in front of the behind the offensive three. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll just be Millie on the left, covering for Robbo. I think that works, obviously, because Millie's played left back a lot.
Yeah.
Hendo is the 6, and then Elliot will just be rampaging forward, hopefully trying to cause some carnage to Malacia, because obviously I think he came on at half-time against Brentford. They kept a clean sheet that half. Good for them. But he looks like he's, I don't really know. He's an unknown quantity at the moment. I think that Malacia looks quick. I think from the pre-season game, he looked pretty quick. But apart from that, did he even play in this pre-season game? He might not have. I think he did. I don't know. I can't remember. There's too many subs. Dan J, my midfield. This is Dan. Did you predict this midfield? We should start doing like like little bets on the midfield because it's just so unpredictable. Whoever gets the midfield gets, I don't know.
Yeah.
A fiver, something like that. But yeah, like, so in terms of, I'm just looking at what they're about. Like, so they've, according to the live score anyway, and this can't be trusted because these have got Milner on the right of midfield 3. So that's not true. But Ericsson and McTominay, do you reckon that's a double pivot? Do you reckon that's right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if it is.
But I'm thinking with Ericsson, he didn't have a good game against Brentford, obviously, because they tried to pass him and play out the ball to him to create stuff, but he was caught and they scored. But I think that is one player that we need to keep having the back towards our goal, because he's really good when he can turn and actually found those little passes behind the lines. So as well, when he plays that game, he's really, really good. And we've seen it in Spurs before. And he was good in India as well. He had a little bit of problems first, but then he was good. So I'm thinking we need to keep him away from creating stuff as well with Fernandes, I guess. Like, they got speedy players playing up front, but I think without Fernandes and Ericsson being able to, find their passes, I think we'll be all right. I think that's key as well, just to keep them out of the game and put pressure on them from the start.
Yeah, definitely. Doug's just put something. There's obviously something more to Naby Keita, which is because he was ill. He was ill. And then,
it feels like that anyway, because even if we talk about he's injury prone and he was ill and now he's not available, he's not on the bench, and there's rumors going on that he's might move on or want to move or it's not happy. It's hard to say, but it feels like that what Dog says. So yeah,
and I think if we win tonight, I think it's the first time ever we'll have won 3 at Old Trafford in a row consecutively in our history.
Yeah, well, we need to win now, I would say, because then we'll be only 2 points behind Man City, which was last time we spoke, everyone was saying, oh, they already won, or people on Twitter were like, we can't reach them and it's gone already. But now they drew against Newcastle. If we can put it right tonight, then 2 points behind, no problem.
Yeah, and Dan's just put, actually, let's have a little discussion about this. It'll flip between 4-3-3 and 4-2-4 with Elliott during the attack at times. United will be similar, with Bruno probably their right side 8 popping up as a second striker. Yeah, I can see that, because they're going to have to be fluid, because was it last year we had a midfield of Milner, Henderson, and Keita, weren't it? So he's gone. He's gone for 66% of last season's one that caused them so much damage. The only difference is obviously we've got Elliott in for Keita, which is obviously that's kind of not a like for like swap, but I think the positions Elliott will be picking up will be similar to the positions Naby Keita was picking up in that game last year, and obviously Elliott scores within 5 minutes, so something similar would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking to Elliott going more offensive, and together with Firmino be a problem for them, the back four, and we know that Diaz and Salah with their pace can run 8s around them. So with Firmino and Elliott being more of creative players, then we got Salah, Diaz running through their defensive lines and hopefully receive the ball. I think that's a good game plan. And with Hendo and Millie just working the socks off to just put pressure and winning the ball all the time to make us create more chances going forward.
And I think that's like in a game like this, having Millie and Henderson on that left hand, Henderson in the middle and Millie on the left. They're not going to take anyone not closing down. They're going to be pushing people forward, and this is the perfect game where we need to do it. Obviously, last year we did it perfectly, like I said before. So it's a game we need to do it again, definitely. Moving unit support. My lad last night asked if I could ring Klopp to ask him to start Carvalho. I mean, he'll probably come on, won't he? I imagine he could even come on for Elliott at some point, or maybe Diaz. But I think it depends on where we are in the game. Like if we're 3-0 up with 10 minutes left, then yeah.
It would be unfair to make him start at Old Trafford so early in his Liverpool career, to be honest. He's a good player, and we bought him because he's a big talent. But to put that pressure on him straight away after we had 2 draws and we need to win this game, I think it's just the right decision to make him start on the bench. And if we're like a few goals up and we got 15-10 minutes to go, bring him on, make him feel that kind of game atmosphere, if you like.
Yeah, cause some more carnage. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Hit the like button if you're in here. Just hit the like button, because we're going to try and do well. Yeah, let's do to near kickoff. Why not? Because I want to keep seeing what's happening outside, because obviously there's been some unrest and some videos circulating on Twitter about them the Manx throwing some stuff at what was apparently what they thought was the Liverpool bus. Apparently it weren't. And the old murderers chant. Yeah. So classy.
Yeah.
Classy as
Nice.
usual.
Yeah, I saw, we can bring up the subject when we're actually talking about what they do now with the process and stuff. But I saw on Twitter earlier today, and I posted a tweet as well on the subject that, I saw tweets from Man United supporters referencing to the news, making references to the newspaper that we despise so much. And I saw Liverpool supporters replying with photos of the airplane that crashed in Munich. I just hate it, and I get upset just talking about it, because I think it should never mock any tragedy or catastrophe or whatever that includes human lives being lost or whatever. I know we can't. I know there's loads of knobheads in every supporter groups. You can't get rid of them all. They will always be there. But, can we just please stop use this kind of... It's not banter. It's not fun. You can have loads of banter. We can sing songs about, your fans are shite, Fergie's right, and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. It's fair. It's funny things. But you stop doing Munich references, and, I hope people can stop, shouting murderers and doing Hillsborough references as well. Because in the end, people lost their lives. It's a tragedy, and we should not we should not be disrespectful to people who lost their lives and to people who was there or whatever. Can we just stop, please? That's my opinion on it, and I'm just sick of reading people who on Twitter doing that kind of reply. Just leave it. If you see stupid idiots on Twitter, doing that kind of stuff, don't reply to them. Don't retweet and be as bad as them. Don't lower yourself to their levels. Just leave it and be better. That's my thing on it.
Yeah, I think that type of stuff, it's idiots, but then it brings out the idiots in the opposing fan base, because that's all they are from any club. That's all they are, and that's all they'll ever be. That's the only thing.
Sad the thing, it will always be like it though, because said, you can't get rid of them all, even if we want to. So yeah,
it's a shame. It is a shame, really.
You just use your common sense and morals. That's all I say.
Exactly, moral compass. Have it set to right, and you'll be sound. But Daz is in. All right, Daz, how you doing? Yes, Daz sent me this morning. Was it Daz? Early this morning. No, you're in Texas. He's got a new episode out with on his show with Phil McNulty and Jim White. So yeah, I had a little watch. I haven't watched it all yet, Daz, but I will watch it. I watched a little bit, and it looked really good. So go and give that a watch if you're into that type of stuff. Moving units, but he hopes so. Would be a big ask to start, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be. I think, to be honest, I'm surprised Elliott's starting. That's how much I think Klopp likes to go tried and tested in these games, especially like in an occasion like this where it's going to be an absolutely hostile environment in there. Maybe not towards us, maybe towards their own players, which might be good. But yeah, we'll see. But we've got 19 people in. Nice one. I'm going to smash that like button. That'll be really nice of you, because we're going to try and stay on as long as we can until kick-off. Just looking at actually Sky Sports now, top goal scorers, all meetings between Man United and Liverpool. Salah, 9 goals in 10 appearances. Fucking hell. That is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I can't remember what is the English people who had a chance to vote for the best Premier League 11 ever, and he was not in it. And even if he hasn't been in the Premier League more than what is it now, 4 or 5 years? Can't remember when. Obviously he was in Chelsea before, but I don't count that in, to be honest. He's been one. Yeah, 6 seasons. He's been one of the best players in the league every season, winning the Golden Boot, making loads of points and stuff. And, to actually not vote him into being the best 11 ever in the Premier League is a shame, because he's showing every season for 6 years that he's one of the best that has ever played in the Premier League. So, yeah, you just said it there, 9 goals and 10 appearances against Man United just says it all.
Well, I think that's at the bottom of, not the bottom of the list, but it showed Gerrard, and he got 9 in 35 appearances, which is
still good for a midfielder, though. Playing
midfield. Yeah, I know.
Salah, but Salah's still a winger. He's not a central forward. He's a winger still. So
it's a ridiculous record. It really is. Dan's, but hopefully Elliott turns into prime David Silva. I hope he does. I really do. I'd love a Harvey Elliott goal tonight. I really would. Really would. Daz just agreeing with those toxic monks. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Doug, you're allowed rivalry, but when you bring disaster into it, that's when you're going too far. Exactly. And then my King of Kings, I've never seen you in the chat, mate. Nice one for jumping in. Mocking suffering and death is disgusting. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then we've got Khaleesi LFC JJ Lavabird. I think I know that is from Twitter. I think it's JJ Lavabird on Twitter. The one who says she loves your shite.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to clip that. That was hilarious. But she's put the coach that Man Utd just 3 bottles at was a load of kids from Manchester being taken to the game. They're now all petrified. So bad. It's all over Twitter. Disgraceful.
They weird. They so weird. Well, I don't know, but Liverpool, wherever they go, you see the red Liverpool bus. Thinking they go into Manchester, maybe they think and change the bus, but I wouldn't thought they actually do it. They still go with the team bus. The red one would say, Liverpool big on the side. So maybe they just are a bunch of idiots after all. What happened, Mick? You disappeared.
Sorry, lad. I went to put a light on because I feel like I'm just like. I don't know, pain, just like coming out of the darkness. Like I was born in the darkness.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said now?
No, but I'm sure everyone else did, and I agree. I probably agree, lad.
I just gave a comment on the bus thing that it's a grey bus coming in and they throw bottles on it and always Liverpool take their red Liverpool bus. I was thinking maybe they change it for going to Manchester. I don't know, but it feels like would they do it? No, probably not, because they still it just says it all about their fan base. Throwing bottles on the bus they don't even sure it's a Liverpool bus, to be honest.
Yeah,
weirdos.
It's not surprising. John's put, everyone please smash that like button. Yeah, please do.
Cheers.
Please do. JJ Lavabird's back in. Yes, that's me. Can I just ask, is your name JJ? Because I'm not sure about calling you Khaleesi, like from Game of Thrones. So I think that might be a bit weird. Although I've just watched I was saying to you before, Kristian, I've just been watching the Game of Thrones prequel, which is like based like a show, but I think it's like based on like 170 odd years before the Game of Thrones show. But I've just watched the first episode. It's really good. So if you fancy that, have a go of it. Dan's put, Manx have zero self-awareness, idiots. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
JJ, yes, there we go, sorted. So we know a name now going forward. But yeah, how long are we to kick off? What time are we on? We're on 7:30. We've got half an hour. Let's have a chat about yesterday, Kristian. And did you watch the both games yesterday?
No, not both games. I saw the Man City Newcastle. Oh, Newcastle Man City. Sorry, I saw that one.
Did you not see the Chelsea one?
No, I just saw highlights. Not even most of the highlights, to be honest. I was out and about and doing stuff, so I didn't have the chance. I was, you have to do the family stuff.
You do. Yeah, it was good. Chelsea just getting absolutely battered and just Tuchel's face just getting ever redder and more sour. It was just absolutely glorious. And then,
I checked live score and I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
another one. Come on.
Then obviously City scoring early, and then obviously the usual on Twitter, people going, right, season's over. And then Newcastle just like missed like about 5 chances, and then they scored 2. Then you get another one, and just like, fucking hell, go on. And then obviously, Man City are going to get back in, didn't you?
They could have won 5-3, Newcastle, though. Like, they had so many chances before they scored. It was like, come on, it's one of them games. Like, they create so many chances, but they will not score because it's Man City. That's the thing. So, yeah.
St. Maximum, though, he was fucking unbelievable, weren't he?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And they played really well, and that free kick from Trippier as well. I thought, when it was 3-1, I was like, come on, if they continue play like that, Man City will not come back. But obviously, with the plays they got, found the spaces and created and scored. And I was just happy that they managed to stay with a draw until the end. And the ref actually said 5 minutes added on. It was like 8 minutes before he actually blew his whistle. I was like, where did he find the extra 3 minutes? I know it was like a sub or something. It was 3 minutes extra, out of the 5 that he added on from the start.
I think someone got injured during the 5 minutes. I can't remember who it was. Someone was down for a couple of minutes. Might have been Nick Pope, actually. or someone. Can't remember.
Was that actually in there at the time? Oh, maybe it was then a mistake.
Yeah, I remember someone went down. I don't know who it was, but there was an injury, and that was it.
I thought it was a little bit too long, but yeah, I thought it was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, because they whipped it in the box, and I was like, right, last
Yeah.
chance. Then they got another chance to whip it in, and Nick Pope caught it again. And I was like, yes, lad, get in. But Daz has got a question for you. Has Kristian booted the booze yet?
Like smashed it or downed it or whatever. Is that the?
I think that means are you not drinking until you said you were not drinking? But we've just seen you were drinking.
This is me being Swedish and not understand all the slang or words that mean something that I don't really know. I was meant to not drink until the weekend, but now being by myself for 2-3 nights because my missus is away because she's starting to study in Gothenburg. She's going away a few nights. Yeah. And my daughter is with her nan and granddad. I was like, well, maybe I should just have a pint before the game. And now I have a whiskey as well. So I didn't make it till the weekend, but fuck it, I'm happy.
Yeah, United game, you've got to.
Exactly.
It's part of the whole experience, especially when it's like so. I mean, I'm usually more nervous than this, to be honest. I just kind of feel like if we don't get a fast start, then I'll start shit myself a little bit. But I don't think I'll be worried unless they grab a goal, which hopefully doesn't happen. But JJ's just put more teams need to just have a go at City and not sit back. Yesterday was proof of that. Most just roll over. That's it, though, isn't it? That's the thing. Like that's the most frustrating thing because I think I watched the West Ham game against them, and obviously West Ham have since gone on to be absolutely shit the start of the season. But that first game, I thought that's a bit of a curveball for them. Like was it the first game for them or the second? Might have been the second, actually. But either way, like I thought the West Ham away is a tricky game. I thought they'd put up more of a fight, and they just kind of just didn't do anything. They didn't press them, and they didn't really try. They just sat off, and that's the worst thing you can do against them, isn't it?
Yeah, because you give them time to just play their game. You give them time to just be in the right direction with the ball, find the runs, find the passes. But if you put pressure on them, and like Newcastle did, you see that they can actually be shaken. I tweeted that as well. Like Newcastle proved that Man City is not unbeatable. So, put pressure on them and play your game. If you like now, Newcastle, with a few players actually being really good, all teams won't have that kind of speed or quality players. But if you actually just sit back, then you're already 1 or 2-0 down if you start like that, I would say, against Man City, because they will score goals against you if you sit back and just think that you're going to defend the 90 minutes, because you won't be able to do it with their quality.
Yeah, they're too good. If you sit off them, they're too good. That's the problem. You've got to engage them. I think you saw yesterday they were they were sitting on Rodri, basically trying to disrupt him because they know the play goes not just through him, but he's a main component of the getting the ball in transition, getting it as forward as quick as they can. And he's one of the best at it. Yeah,
and I know football has developed a lot, and you look at how teams play today, and it's a different team with Man City. You can look back at the mid 90s and early 2000s Man United, even if they played another system and stuff, but they just kept on going at teams who set back all the time, all the game, and they had Giggs, Scholes, Keane, Beckham, obviously, and they had Andy Cole, and they had Ruud van Nistelrooy for a while, and all that. They will go on and score if you just think that you were going to be able to defend. They just kept going, and in the end, they scored 1-0 and won, and that's how they won the premierships in the end. They got those wins that were really hard to get, but they didn't stop. They just kept going, and then the opposition didn't have the strength to stand against them in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like Man City are good at just wearing teams down, which is something that hopefully Liverpool will get back to, because we are good at it as well. Well, we're good at figuring opponents out, and I think that's kind of something Klopp said, and I mentioned it in our preview. Like he said something along the lines of, "We're going to have to wait and see what they pick, and then we'll kind of have to react to that." And obviously, like we've just discussed, they haven't picked Maguire, they haven't picked Shaw, and they haven't picked Ronaldo. So they're obviously thinking we need more mobility at the back. One, no Maguire. The Shaw one, I just think he's out of form. He got absolutely rinsed for the Mbeumo goal against Brentford. a foot race. I think Luke Shaw's pretty quick, but he just wasn't there at all.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ronaldo, mobility up front. He needs someone who's going to close down, and I think that's why he's gone for that. Hasn't he?
Yeah, and it's good in one way, it's bad in another, because like you said, with Rashford, obviously I'm thinking playing up front, and he's a quick player, technical player. He hasn't been that good as he was when he started his career in Man United, and everyone thought he was going to become really big, but he's dangerous if he gets the right balls, that he got pace. But with Ronaldo not playing, I'm happy because he's good on his head and he's strong and he score goals. So that, it's two different, opinions on that. Like, you think Ronaldo can always be a threat, and even on free kicks, Rashford will be a threat in another way. But I think with the pace of Van Dijk and Gomez, I'm quite all right with him playing and not Ronaldo, to be honest, because also Ronaldo is a player that shows up in big games normally. So this is one of the biggest games, and he's one of them who the players that like that kind of big stage. So that's maybe good for us in the end.
Yeah, and while we're talking about Ronaldo, the offside goal last year was just absolutely, just like chef's kiss, amazing. Just like, did you see the Redman reaction? That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Obviously, Redman do a watch along, and it's just when those goals disallowed, like Paul and Chris did it, and he just started laughing, and it was just I'll send you after we've done this. It's just the most funny thing you'll see. We've got Kungu Julius in the chat. Hi all, nice one for jumping in, mate. Appreciate that. We've got 22 in the chat, so if you want to drop us your score predictions, I can see a few in there already. Then we'll go through them all towards the end. We'll try and do another 10 minutes or so if we can, if we don't run out of stuff to say. So keep thinking, Kristian, what we can talk about.
We can talk about this one.
Oh, we can talk about whiskey. What's everyone's favourite whiskey? Yeah, well, I'm not a. I mean, I don't mind it, but I know people. Like, are you a proper whiskey guy?
No. I drink everything, and it sounds bad, but
everything.
I like everything. I don't mind. I like my Guinness. Like,
You do.
I like my lager as well. I like my, EPAs as well. I don't mind. I don't have a favorite. I just think sometimes different times of the year or different occasions, I just think, going to football, going to match, I love my Guinness. If summer, I like a ice cold lager. Just like anyone else. And when it comes to whiskey, I'll be like, yeah, try that. Oh, I didn't like it. Okay, whatever. If it was expensive or not, I don't care. It might be somewhere cheaper, but I really, really enjoyed it, and fine. I go with that. I'm not fussy.
Yeah, well, I think when me, you, and Pete went to the obviously we went to the game at Anfield last year where we battered Man United 4-0, and that was just absolutely fucking glorious. I don't know if I was drinking the night before, but I remember just like not being able to keep up with you, and I was just like, right, it's home time, because you were just sinking these pints, and I was just like, fucking hell. And you're a big lad, so that's fair enough.
It's a Swedish way of drinking as well. We're on a way for us going to England to watch Liverpool, like we do a couple of times per season. It's like going on holiday. Like, you go abroad and you'd be like, come on, let's have it.
It's proper holiday mode, isn't it? Like, just like, right, I'm going
to
drink.
But we behave, though. We behave. So we drink, but we behave.
Yeah. Keep saying that. Keep telling yourself that. But there's a few actually. So JJ's put, whiskey reminds me of Scouse funerals. Oh, really?
Oh, sounds. Well, I wouldn't say it sounds like fun funerals, because it's never fun. But it
never
sounds
fun.
It sounds like a good way to send someone off. With a whiskey.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have ice in the whiskey, by the way, or just on its own?
On its own, but sometimes it depends. Sometimes someone says you should have an ice cube in, or you should have a drop of water, or you should have nothing, whatever. I just try it, but go with it.
Yeah, I used to work in a pub, and some fella used to come in and get like a double JD and then like a glass of tap water, and then I'd watch him like tip the water in, like bit by bit, drink some, put more water in. I'd be like,
what did you say, Jack Daniels? JD?
Jack Daniels, yeah.
I wouldn't. It's more like a bourbon. It's sweet. You shouldn't have water in it, though. Like, sounds weird.
Yeah, I mean, he was a proper proper alky. So I mean, it probably just that was the quickest thing to get him smashed. He's like, I'll get smashed, but I'll keep myself hydrated as well at the same time.
Yeah. Won't be as bad tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly. And then I'm saving get your score predictions in, everyone. We're going to go through them at the end. I'm just going to keep chatting about other stuff for now. Doug's in with a chat. Chris, you need to come to Scotland. We love our pints here. You've been to Scotland, Christian?
No, that's the weird thing though. Like, because people might not know it. If they know, they'll probably told it before. But I lived in England for 4 years, and I was all over the country watching Liverpool. But I always wanted to go to Scotland, but I never got the chance. And when I had the chance during summer breaks or whatever, I usually went home to Sweden. So I will go to Scotland, Dog, and I come and see you, and you can show me your wonderland of whiskies and pints. That's perfect.
Yeah,
we can go together, Mick.
Yeah. Well, I went to Scotland for the first time recently. I went to Edinburgh, and it was just like, this is class. But I think Doug was on his honeymoon. I think otherwise, obviously, I would have met up with him for
He just said it.
But no, nice Guinness, nice pints, nice people. Enjoyed it. So yeah, let's go through score predictions, Kristian, because we've got a few. Yep. Doug has gone I'm going for 3-1 to Liverpool, Diaz, Salah 2, and Sancho for Man United. JJ has gone for 3-0 to us, total confidence today. Like it.
Yeah.
Paul's put, what scoreline do we need for you to do a TikTok? Oh, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, I saw that. I have nothing to do with that, though. That's all up to me.
That was your idea? You said let's get on TikTok?
No, I don't have it. So I don't even know how it works, to be honest.
To be honest, I created it about probably a year ago, and I just went on it, and I was like, this is just horrific. But I thought, posted 2 videos, and they've got like about 500 views between the two of them, just off like.
Are they on TikTok? This bunch of men who dance all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's what Paul wants us to do, like do a little dance if we win.
That's enough for me to say no. I won't be on TikTok. You never know.
Liverpool wins 6-0 tonight. I'll arrange a TikTok. Me and Kristian will do a dance.
If they win 6-0 tonight, I shave my hair off.
You can't say that.
Yeah,
you can't say that.
6-0, I do it. No problem. It grows back, So.
Oh my God! Please win 6-0 Liverpool, please. And Kristian will do it live on a show as well. That'll be even better. Yeah. Just to see the horror in your face. Paul's gone for 3-0 to us, and then we've got Lizzie. Nice one, Lizzie, for jumping in. Lizzie Adagoke. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. 4-1 Manchester United for the win. Come on, Lizzie. You can't be doing that to us. You can't be doing that.
Come on.
Come on. Let's not do that. Don't do that here. We enjoy all views, but we don't enjoy that. Zubin's in the chat. Nice one, Zubin. 2-0 to Liverpool. Diaz with the opener. Yes. Love it. I think that's all we've got so far. If anyone hasn't got the score predictions in, please do throw it in. Daz has put haggis and deep fried Mars bars. To be honest, I didn't have any of them when I went to Scotland. I just kind of was just so concentrated on the bevies that I weren't even thinking about that. Zubin's put United are not scoring, Doug, and then Paul's just put updating my score prediction to 6-0.
Yeah.
Oh mate, you're gonna have to if Liverpool wins 6-0, you're gonna have to just like get hammered and just take it. Just take the hair loss. I've took it already. It's happening already for me. So you just have to do it as well.
Yeah. 6-0, I'll do it, no problem.
You heard it here first, everyone. He's going to do it. But yeah, I mean, before we get to our score predictions, I just want to talk about Firmino a little bit, because obviously he didn't play against Palace, but having him back tonight is very key, isn't it? Considering we're missing Nunes and we're missing Diogo Jota, which is both massive. But he's got a huge role to play tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like I said in the start that I think if he playing a false 9 position, being a bridge between between Salah and Diaz and the midfield with Elliott. So he will be playing like more of a creative role. I don't think he will play, up front like a proper striker. He will fall a little bit behind the other two and try to find passes and connect with the midfield. And he's really, really good at that. We've seen that before. So, and he's also good, obviously, with putting pressure. He's not the quickest anymore, but he's one who works really hard every time he plays. So I think, we're putting pressure on them and being knitting it all together. I think it's perfect that he plays. And obviously, like you said, Jota's out is a big miss for us because he on the bench or as a starter, last season he scored loads of goals. And I think sometimes he's really, really underestimated by even us, and other teams. He's really, really good and can play in different positions. But Firmino, I think is very, very key tonight to get us playing the way we like to play.
Yeah, I just hope he's everything we want from Bobby Firmino, because we know how good he is when he's on form. And JJ's put made up, he is back.
Yeah,
Daz has put Bobby as the glue for us. Boss to have him back. Yeah, definitely. Man United have just been parading Casemiro on the pitch, by the way, which is just like madness. I just feel like that's like, I mean, it's a good signing for them, but it's just like, in comparison to what we do, it was so specific. They're just going out and buying the biggest name they can on the highest wages they can.
I'm going to the biggest club in England. I want to win the Premier League. Oh, you're 30, mate, and you're probably 5, 6, 7 years away from it. So
I know. I don't even know when. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's hilarious. But we're 10 minutes to kick off, Kristian, so I thought we'd try and wrap up a little bit now, and just thanks to everyone for jumping in. It's been good. This Doug's put Casemiro deal might be worth as much as 140 million. Fucking hell.
It's like 340,000 a week or something like that. Or is that something? Is that numbers
Wouldn't
are wrong?
surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It was like doubling his salary from Real Madrid or something like that.
It's just fucking craziness, isn't it? It really is. Dave's back in 2-1 to the Reds. Well then, Dave. Kristian, what's your score prediction?
I stick with the 3-1 that I said when we talked last time. I think I said 3-1, yeah. So I was a little bit more brave than the 2-1 that Dave sent in now, and I think he said it last time as well. So 3-1. We won't keep a clean sheet, unfortunately, but we score 3 and we win it quite comfortably if we score first, obviously, and then we continue and score another 1, and we will win it comfortably in the end with 3-1.
Yeah, I don't want us to concede the first goal again. Don't want us to concede the first goal again. I'm so sick of conceding the first goal. I really am.
Yeah.
Paul's in with cheers all get as usual up the fucking Reds. And Doug's chatting about the old Moretti. Can't go wrong with the old beer Moretti. What did I say on the preview? I can't remember in terms of score prediction. I can't remember. Did I say 3-1? 3-0? I think I said 3-0.
I can't remember.
Yeah, 3-0. I'm going 3-0. Fuck it. I'm going for 3-0. JJ, cheers, guys. Up the fucking Reds. Daz, all right, lads, I'm off. Hopefully be smiling at full time. I mean, if we win 6-0, we've got to come back on here straight after. We've got to. We've got to do it. We've got to do it.
Why? Can you remind me?
Because I'll clip it for everyone and put it on Twitter. You said you'll shave your head if we win 6-0. I
have to go and charge my
go and charge it. You've got a while till the end of the game.
Yeah,
but I bet we win 7-0 now. Saying that. Mick, you said 6-0. I wish. Daz, bring the Clippers.
I go and put it on chart because it happens. I'm more than happy to do it. If we win 6-0, I'm just very, very happy to do it. There's no problem at all. Come
on, the Reds. Yeah, we're 7 minutes to kick off, so I thought we'd leave it there. But nice one, everyone, for jumping in. If you haven't seen, I've done a recent interview with Sam and Rimmer about his life as a Liverpool fan. Obviously, he's a celebrity chef and TV presenter, but he's also a massive Red. If you haven't watched that, go and have a watch of it. That's our latest episode on the channel in terms of exclusive, if you want, interviews with someone like that. But that was a good one. But yeah, you've went for what, 3-1? I'm going for 3-0. So similar. I mean, we'll see. But let's just hope we fast start. We just need that fast start desperately. If we get that fast start, I'll just be sinking these Morettis quicker than you can imagine.
In the end, as long as we win, obviously with one goal, whatever the result, I'm happy. If you get one goal ahead of them, then you win, and that's the most important thing. 3 points.
Yeah, more pressure on them, and then we just get more. Hopefully, more goals from Mo Salah. Get him another. What was it? 9 goals in 10 games against them, which is just ridiculous. So get Mo some more goals as well. But yeah, nice one, everyone in the chat. That's been boss. We've done 50 minutes there, but it hasn't felt like it. It flew by. Nice one, Kristian. Nice one, 6-0 to the Reds. And yeah, we might be back after the game. We'll see. We'll see how we get on.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice one, everyone. Up the Reds.